Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Farah, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a tag. I've been a little behind on my tags, no excuses really, but this one I was tagged by Big Al Does Booktube. I think you tagged me, Al, maybe 8 months ago, and I apologize it's taking me so long, but you know, slow and steady wins the race. But I think the original creator of this tag was Mark Nash. The name of the tag is called the Last 10 Books Tag. So I thought this one would be a fun one. It's pretty easy. If you'd like to do it, please consider yourself tagged. I don't know if I'll tag anybody specifically since it's kind of fizzled out. But yeah, definitely do the tag if you haven't, and I would love to hear your answers. So this tag focuses on the last of whatever the question is. I guess we should just get started though, huh? Okay, question number 1 is name the last book you haven't finished. And there's probably about 20 different books I could pick from this. I have so many books that I've started and I just haven't finished yet. I've either started them on audio and I put them aside to read physically, or I just, you know, that mood reading takes over and you're just like, oh wait, I just want to grab this one and finish this one. But I will just pick one, and that is Nightmares and Dreamscapes by Stephen King. This is a big chunker of a book, and it has a whole bunch of short stories that I've been working on since February. But I know I'm going to finish it. I'm probably about 75% the way through, and I'm not going to give up now. So yeah, that's one I haven't finished. Question number 2, what's the last book that you reread? Actually, it was a graphic novel that I read first. I originally read this with my daughter, and then I reread it again, and this is called Sunny Rolls the Dice. This is a really, really cute graphic novel series, middle grade, that I really enjoyed, and I wanted to do a reread of these to see if I wanted to donate them or to keep them in our collection, and I decided to keep them because they're really cute. Question number 3, what's the last book that you bought? Easy. And it's this one. It is the Notre de Paris by Victor Hugo, who's the same author that wrote Les Miserables, of course. And I bought this because I'm doing a group read on Voxer with a couple amazing booktubers. Mark from Book Time with Elvis, and Summer from Sterling Reads, Sean from Sean D. Standfast, and Brandy from the Book Eclectic are all doing this with us together. So I've always wanted to read this, so when they announced that they were going to do this, I definitely jumped on the chance. This is a beautiful Oxford World Classics edition. Question number 4, what's the last book you said you read but you actually didn't? So I don't think I've ever done that on this channel, told you guys I read a book and actually didn't, but I have said that I'm going to read this probably in 5 different videos and I still haven't, and this is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. It just keeps getting pushed aside, this poor little book, but I will get to it very soon. It might be the next bigger book that I do, so hopefully soon. Question number 5, what is the last book that you wrote in the margins of? I think it's Cleopatra by Stacy Schiff. There might have been one after this, but you know, for the sake of doing this video, I'm going to pick this one. This one I really enjoyed. I worked my way really slowly through it. I actually listened to the audiobook version at the same time that I read it, so I would just sit in my chair and have my headphones on and read this and just tab away and annotate, and it was great. Yeah, so I definitely underlined a bunch of stuff. I wrote things as I thought them that were interesting. And I don't tend to write in the margins very often. I usually only do it for nonfiction, like history or science. I don't usually ever write in the margins for anything else. And I would never write in the margins of a book like any kind of collectible book like this. I wouldn't do that. It's just for nonfiction I enjoy. Question number 6, what's the last book that you had signed? It would be this one. It's called Signs Along the Path, A Guide to an Inspired Life, written by John C. Davis and Holly Matson. And John C. Davis is a YouTuber that I follow and I absolutely love. He's more of like a spirituality channel, and I really like what he says and I resonate with a lot of it. And so him and his friend Holly, she works as an energy healer for animals. I think she does Reiki on animals and pets. So they wrote a book. It's just about spirituality, and I don't know, I haven't read it yet. I'm like really looking forward to it, but they did sign it for me. So that was really nice. And I'm not one who gets all goo goo gaga over autographs, really. I mean, if I see a celebrity, which I have a few times, you know, in New York City or even around the state of New York, I don't ever approach them or go near them or ask for selfies. I don't know. Well, I'm shy anyway, but to get an autograph from someone I know that wrote a book is so much more meaningful than to get it signed by an author I don't really know. So I don't know why I had to tell you all that, but now you know. Okay, question 8. What's the last book that you had to replace? I had to think about this one. I think it was a book called The Valley of Horses by Jean M. Auel. And this is book number 2 in her series that starts with the Clan of the Cave Bear. And I loved this series when I was younger. And I had The Valley of Horses. It was a copy that my mom had given me that she had loved. So it was already falling apart. And I ended up just purchasing a newer copy of it, which I can't find on my shelf right this second. But yeah, that's probably one of the few that I've ever had to replace. Oops, I skipped question number 7. So question number 7, what's the last book that you lost? I don't think I've lost any books. If I think about it, I did let my mom borrow The Only Plane in the Sky, and then she let someone else borrow it, and then they let someone else borrow it. So I have a book that I'm not sure where it is, but I'm pretty sure it'll come back to me at some point. Question number 9, what's the last book that you had an argument over? Again, I don't tend to argue too often over books or about whether or not people like books. I think everybody's allowed to have their own opinion, but I would say the last book that I probably had an unpopular opinion over was Frankenstein, which I have since learned a bit more about, and I can now appreciate more of that. But yeah, I can't really think of one that I had an argument over. Maybe there's one brewing though, you never know. And then question number 10, what's the last book that you couldn't get a hold of? This one's a hard question too, because I feel like I can usually get a hold of any book that I want just from the library. But it's more of like I can't get a hold of them right that second. So let me think though, is there a book? So one book that I'm kind of interested in reading, but it has a long hold time on is, I'll put a picture here. It's something called like Pets in the City. It's a spin-off of Sex in the City, but it's written by a veterinarian in New York City, and she talks about the pets and the animals that she treats down in New York. So that one was interesting to me. I'll just have to wait a while before it comes in. So that's the tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, feel free to do this tag if you're looking for a video to make. If you do, please tag me so I can watch it. But I hope you guys are all doing well and enjoying the festivities of the Christmas season or the holiday season. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.